Welcome back, everyone, to Recruiting Thursday here on the Westmoreland Sports Network. Jack Ridenour with you all today, and we are joined by current Penn-Trafford boys golfer and recent West Virginia University golf commit, Nick Turowski. Nick, great to get you on the show today. Big congratulations to you also. How does it make you feel to make this decision finally and kind of get this this part of your golfing career behind you?
Yeah, I'm really excited. It's definitely a kind of relief that I got to make this decision so quickly. Now I can just focus on my golf and look forward to West Virginia soon.
Yeah, I think that you definitely hit the nail on the head there, being able to kind of put that behind you and say, all right, now I can just focus on the golfing part. What led you and kind of steered you into the direction of wanting to go to West Virginia to continue your golf career?
Yeah, so I really love the coach, Coach Kovic. He was just an amazing guy. I felt like I had a strong relationship with him. West Virginia has a fairly new golf program. They were just reestablished in the 2015-2016 school year. So I kind of hope I can try and grow the program as best as I can. They're in the Big 12 conference. So, I mean, it's one of the best competitions. And Pete Dye, the golf course they play is kind of like heaven on earth. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Well, I think those are all very, very good reasons to obviously select where you're going to be. And I say this to everybody that comes on the show, going to be there for the next, or for once once you get there for 4 years. So that's where you're going to have to call it home and everything else. And you obviously want to make sure that it's a place that you feel comfortable calling it home. Why did you commit so early on in your high school career? I know that you have 2 more years of high school left. What made you want to kind of get this decision done and out of the way?
Yeah, it was really a no-brainer for me, but I just think being able to put this whole stressful situation that, this school or that school behind me, just like knowing like West Virginia, it really makes golfing easier. I don't have to feel like I'm stressed, like I have to do this to impress this coach. I can just play golf and that's that.
Yeah, that definitely allows for the pressure and everything else to immediately get eased up. No question about that. Now, in terms of just the entire college recruitment process for golfers, I mean, what does that look like, and how are you getting seen in front of top tier coaches?
Yeah, so there's this website called Junior Golf Scoreboard, and every single tournament, 2-day tournament or more that you play in, is put on this website, and college coaches can go and see your ranking on in the world of junior golf. So my junior golf scoreboard ranking is pretty good, and Coach Kovic, he came and watched a few of my tournaments, and just from there I was offered a scholarship and I accepted.
Now, would you say that there are a lot of golfers that send game film or tape to coaches, or is that mostly just coaches coming and actually watching you guys play? Because I feel like it's a unique sport in that where you're not really having to chop up a bunch of highlights and send out a bunch of reels.
Yes, I definitely agree with that. I mean, you can send videos of your swing, but that doesn't necessarily get the full picture. I mean, at the end of the day, you're playing golf, and a coach needs to see you do that. I mean, you can have the prettiest swing in the world, and it looks great sending that to coaches, but you still need to play golf. So, I mean, the best thing a coach can do is come out and watch, and that's what Coach Kovic did.
And on top of that, everybody looks great on film, right? I mean, I think that's kind of the old saying. Everybody looks really, really good on their own highlight tape. So I think it's easy to make it seem like you're doing great. Where if you're not having a coach watch you, see what goes on, maybe a meltdown on the fourth hole or whatever it might be, they're not getting that full picture. But I want to get into what got you interested in golfing. I mean, why did you decide to pick up a golf club?
Yeah, so my dad was a golfer. He played at Clarion University, and he tried to get me into golf at a very young age, and I really didn't like it. I was more hockey and baseball. And then, kind of, when I was probably 10, 11, I kind of started liking it again. And I would be dropped off at the golf course at 8 a.m., picked up at 8 at night every day in the summer. And I have an older brother who plays golf at Fairmont State University, also in West Virginia. And we would golf every day. And he was always better than me, and I didn't like that. So I just kept trying to get better and better to beat him. And I think because of him, I kind of got to where I am today, because no matter what, he was always better. And I just kind of had that next level that I was always trying to reach.
Now, how do those matches go with you and your brother nowadays? I'm sure you're maybe beating him some now.
Yeah, they're definitely close. We play a lot. I mean, he beats me sometimes, I beat him, but I mean, they're definitely tough.
Well, I think it's fun that you can have a sibling there that kind of pushes you along in the path that you want to go on. But then on top of it, you get to compete in a fun environment and you always have someone there that is willing to work with you. When did you start taking golf seriously and really wanting to be competitive in it?
Seriously, I was probably 13 or 14. I was probably playing a full schedule in the summer, and then in the winter, just trying to like, all I'm thinking about is golf for summer. So I'd probably say when I was 13, I was kind of like, this is kind of what I'm going to do. And this is kind of what I hope to do for the rest of my life.
Well, with you not really being on the competitive, environment for that long, it's very impressive to see all that you've accomplished, especially last year winning the WPIAL 3A boys golf individual title, which I'm sure was a huge, huge accomplishment for you. What was that moment like for you and just that entire tournament like for you?
Yeah, that was a really special one for me, getting a win as a Penn-Trafford Warrior. That was kind of that was fun. That was a big one for me. That was kind of, like I can play with these guys, and I had a really good back nine. I was back. I didn't really think I had a chance, and then made a few putts on the back nine and ended up winning, and that was a lot of fun.
What were some of the toughest holes that you had on that course? I believe you guys played at Nemacolin, correct?
Yeah, we played Nemacolin Country Club. So me and Rocco Salvetti, we were tied going into the 15th hole, and I made like a 25 footer for birdie, and he ended up making bogey. So now I'm two up, and then he tried to force a birdie on 16. He had to, and he ended up making bogey. So I'm three up, and then on 17 and 18, I just made two pars and ended up getting the win.
So I've become very kind of fascinated with just the ability by golfers to be very cool, calm, and collected in situations that you're describing right there. How do you kind of stay locked in, stay focused, and not allow the leaderboard to get to you or what another golfer is doing or whatever? How do you kind of block all that outside noise out?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I think I just have a game plan going into every single round, every single shot. And I think if you're watching leaderboards, or you're kind of worried about this one player, like, oh, this one player can have just an amazing day. If you just stick to your game plan and you trust your game plan, and leaderboards, you let them go, you just stick to your game plan, then in the pressure situations, you just have to be like, well, I'm going to stick to my game plan. And if it doesn't work, then my game plan wasn't good.
Yeah, I've had a lot of other golfers that I've interviewed say that same thing, kind of having a game plan or a mental picture of how you're going to go out and approach whatever course you're playing on. But speaking of courses, I'm sure that there are a lot of courses in the area you like playing at and that you don't like playing at. What is one course you love playing at? And then what's one course that you would rather just never play on again?
That's a really good question. A course that I would love to play every single day would probably Oakmont Country Club. Uh, that place is unbelievable. And a course that I would rather not play every day would probably have to be Bird's Foot. I've struggled down the stretch there and lost a few tournaments on 16, 17, 18. So I don't have the fondest memories there, but that's okay.
Yeah, Oakmont's just got so much history entrenched into it, right? I mean, that there's just so much that is involved with that course. Now, with this past summer, well, not really this past summer, but the summer wrapping up, getting into school year, what have you been doing in the summertime and what kind of tournaments have you been competing in just to kind of stay sharp and stay ready for this upcoming golf season?
Yeah, so this summer, I think I played in something like, oh, 20 something or more tournaments. I've traveled all around Kentucky, North Carolina. I've been everywhere for golf tournaments. My highest finish was the Pennsylvania Junior. So that's just all of Pennsylvania. And I was leading after the first day. I shot 67, and then I ended up shooting 72 the second day, and I ended up coming in a tie for second. That was a huge tournament for me because now I am fully exempt on the AJGA tour. So there's 5 tournaments I can just sign up for and I'm able to play in. So that is huge. I mean, just kind of knowing in the state of Pennsylvania, I'm the second best golfer that week. It's just kind of like you go to any tournament and like I can win this, and that was huge for me.
So how do you go about picking out what courses or picking out what tournaments, or what does that method look like for the entire summer schedule?
Yeah, so it is very difficult. I honestly have to thank my dad. He's the best at that. He's kind of like my planner, honestly. He signs me up for golf tournaments. He gets the hotels. He does it all. He figures out, all right, you can't play in this tournament because you have this tournament would be going on at the same time. If we drove back 8 hours, we could make it back for this one. I mean, he's honestly the best at it. I mean, I really can't thank him enough, honestly.
Go ahead.
It's very tough to do. I mean, it honestly depends how many AJGA stars you have. Like I just got fully exempt, so that makes it really easy. A lot of people who don't have enough stars, they have to try to qualify for AJGAs. And right when you kind of get fully exempt, you can make a schedule for the summer beforehand. Like for me, going into the summer, I didn't have many AJGA stars, and I couldn't really make a schedule and be 100% on this is what I'm doing this summer because I wasn't qualified for any of the big tournaments.
What a process that you golfers have to go through. I think okay, compare yourself to other high school students that you go to school with, right? And they kind of, maybe it's a football player, basketball player. They have kind of a combine. Do you ever feel that I don't want to say jealous or envious, but you wish that it was maybe that easy to get in front of college coaches? Because it sounds like it's very challenging in the golf world.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Like different sports, it's definitely like, okay, I'm going to go and play this basketball game. I'm going to go and play this, I guess, hockey game or whatever. And college coaches can just come and watch and it's out there. But golf, it's definitely different. It definitely makes it harder for college coaches to find maybe like a diamond in the rough, I guess you could call it. It's definitely harder, but I guess it just is what it is.
Yeah, well, I think it also speaks volume to the character that you have as an individual, being able to stick through that, fight through that, and hey, it's paid off for you, right? I mean, you've been able to accomplish quite a bit, and you're going off to a major Division I school in a few years, and you still have 2 years of high school left. But I really appreciate your time in the meantime joining us today. Before I let you go, what are you most excited for? This is again not your senior year, your junior year. So, What are you most excited for going into your junior year of high school?
I want to defend my WPIAL championship, and I want to win states. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Well, hey, I think that those are very attainable goals, and not to mention, you'd be in some very good company at Penn-Trafford. I know that it's the School of Champions with the football team winning the state championship, so I look forward to seeing your name up there as well. Nick, really appreciate your time today. Thanks for joining. Good luck the rest of the way, and good luck this season.
Thank you, Mr. Ridenour.